Hi there, this is Shola, and in this quick video, I'm going to walk through the lessons I have learned from really applying the strategies from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, um, as well as his podcast. But before I get started, if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. And as a brief background, every day I this is a follow along series, and every day I focus on three really big ideas for the next 2 quarters, and that's the first big idea is hashtag SFA, and that's the whole idea that um, it's very paradigm shifting to think about to apply one of the big ideas of biology, which is that of anatomy, and to consider your sales funnel or your sales process being a system that consists of 14 main parts, just like a bot or systems. Or so just like a body might does rather consist of several different systems, several different parts, if you will. Understanding that no matter what kind of business model you have, at the end of the day, you have a sales funnel, and there's some core parts that are like first principles relevant to it all, right? So, as an example, if you're doing anything distributing over the internet, every core sales funnel, sales process requires content and creatives, and another core part of the sales funnel anatomy would be, for instance, data. Okay, BDAD is all about focusing on consistency and repetition. This whole idea that we should spend a day consists of 1,440 minutes. And if you just purpose yourself to invest just 1% of your day producing rather than consuming, then you'll get to the point where um, you have more of your produced video, the watch time of your produced video is greater than the watch time of your consumed videos. I don't know if you know this, but inside of the Facebook app, or I'm sorry, inside of the YouTube app, or even on the main page, if you're using the desktop, you can go and you can search how much time in the past week you spent on YouTube, right? So the whole idea, or for you can send that to any of your favorite um, con- like content channels, and the whole idea is to make sure that your produced and uploaded content, which is your asset, all right, is greater than your consumption. Okay. Last big idea is hashtag KPIs matter, which is the whole idea that, to quote Peter Drucker, what gets measured gets improved. So every day, think about when you're having content thrown at you hither and thither from all the hinterlands of the internet. Just purpose yourself to think through those core parts of the sales funnel, and to just make sure that you understand, okay, somebody's writing an article on this or that, how does this fit in the grand scheme of things? You'll find that your level of focus is so much more improved when you can do that. Okay, so with that said, I'm happy to report that this is um, session. This yesterday was 20, and this is going to be number 21 in my BDAD series. And I can tell you that this is the first time I've ever done content for 21 days straight, and I'm definitely going to make it 30 days, and may even see how far I can go for 90 days. One really quick um, idea that I have to give homage, if you will, to her name is something Jimenez. She's a excuse me if you're listening. She's a content marketer on YouTube, and one idea is, even if you're building a habit, okay, of producing every day, consider batching. So consider not just doing one video, but two at a time. One of the things that I've observed in this process is that maybe 2 or 3 times in the span of, maybe I think only 2 times the span of 21 days, I missed my deadline. Like, I uploaded a video, let's say at 12:01 or something like that, and then another time I had an emergency or whatever. So the whole idea is that if you want to make sure you hit your consistency, then have some um, like content that is set aside, so that if something happens, let's just say maybe once a week, or maybe once every other week, you just have that day and unanticipated things happen, and you don't want to beat yourself up. So if you have that content um, that's already made, one or two things can happen. A process that might take you 30 minutes or 45 minutes or a minute, or an hour can take you, let's say, 5 or 10 minutes to upload. Or if you want to even extend that, you can put all that content in, let's say, a folder on Google Drive or Dropbox that's accessible to your team, and you can have them upload it. So in this graphic, James asserts that basically, as your number of repetitions increases, then the automaticity of a behavior. In other words, you're being unconsciously competent. Just like we walk automatically. Think about a baby, 1 or 2 years old. As she's the first couple of times she's walking is not automatic. She's stumbling, but by the time she becomes 5 or 6, okay, um, maybe even sooner, then she's walking without even thinking about it. Same thing with a car. So I can assert that, um, and I can confirm rather that it's definitely the case that the more repetitions you put skin in the game, the easier things become. And again, it's super easy for 99% of people to um, consume. And I will assert that the more one focuses on production, the easier it'll be, where your daily production just feels as easy as it does for you to just log on really quickly. Let's say when you're on the train or standing in line to your favorite content website, whether it's social media or some other website, you just quickly you look up, and before you know, if you spent that 15 minutes, which is that 1% of the day, reading about, let's say, Florida, the famous headline is Florida man does XYZ. And you just read about how somebody like lived in their shed and only consumed, I don't know, like alkaline water for 9 years, and they lived, and now they have long hair and they live to tell about it. And you scrolled on to somebody's native ad site and you look up, you just spent 15 minutes looking at some photos of really nothing. But that seems super easy. But trying to complete content, okay, just 15 minutes a day with regularity and consistency and focus, I'll admit, like, but for the fact that I enjoy this, it would not be easy. So I want to end this by like patting myself on the back and also patting you all for consuming this content. And I want to really encourage you to, even if you don't start out with committing 15 minutes a day, just consider like a one sitting, one solution problem. That's another thing that I learned from this process. Shout out to Jason Fladley. Many people have this fanciful idea that, okay, they're going to do a video and maybe they want to do 3 hours. And the challenge is that every time you get up from a sitting, that's just another opportunity for you to be distracted, right? So all these videos are one sitting solutions. I sit down, and when I get up, the rule is that these videos must be uploaded and live onto YouTube, okay? Because I know that if I didn't set that rule, I could get up multiple times. And this has happened 1 or 2 times. I look up and 6 hours have gone by because I got uh, pulled into something else. So just to round out some of the big ideas here, big idea number one is that we've all been trained to find it easy to consume. Um, Build a deliberate practice to make it easier, make it automatic to produce. Idea number two is that if you focus on batch production, maybe once a week or every other week when something just happens, you can still use that content as a backup. And you don't have to batch produce 3 or 4 at a time. Just do it in pairs. All right. The third idea is that you want to do one sitting problems, because one sitting problems employs the whole uh, learning behind Parkinson's law, which a task expands to the time allotted. So if you only allot 20 minutes, all right, or 25 minutes to a task, you're going to get it done in 20 or 25 minutes. If you allot a whole day, then it's quite possible that you'll end up investing in a whole day. All right. Well, that's it for me. It's 11:48. I'm going to quickly stop this video and upload it so I make my 12 o'clock deadline. Thanks for following along. In the next session, I'm going to walk through the 1,200 plus different combinations for different types of sales funnels. And you're going to be wild when you see exactly how I figured that out with mathematic precision. All right. This is Shola. Thanks for tuning in. And um, again, I'm all about encouraging myself and also those following along to pursue the four P's: more passion, purpose, productivity, and ultimately profitability. All right. This is Shola. Take care and take action.